welcome to Rollfair, a D&D podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. As always, we will introduce ourselves. I am Devin, the Dungeon Master.
I'm Ryan, playing Alton, or Rico, the Tiefling Warlock.
Brad playing Arden, the Changeling Wizard.
I'm Kayla, playing Kaiji, the Tabaxi Pirate.
I'm Austin, playing Sharu the Turtle.
I'm Ben, playing Raina, the Human Ranger.
I'm Sarah, I'm playing Asar, the Fire Genasi Sorceress?
Yes.
Too many syllables.
Magic user.
Bomb.
And we still have our guest here.
Yes, I am Marshall, and I am playing Gardovan Anuis.
Perfect. So, last time on Rollfair, we had some backstory reveal for Alton, where he met his patron and had some very interesting conversations.
My patron's an angel, all right.
Yeah. Patron's an angel. And very interesting conversations about this dagger, his relationship with her. She's an Aranius. And she wasn't very forthcoming about information about why she wanted this item she asked him to procure, but was very detailed that it was a relationship of mutual benefit. So we're picking up right after, and I guess the rest of the party was out doing some shopping during the day and investigating a few things. Sharu went and had some lunch with Professor at the College of Kaibom, and we're picking up with this Aranies having just departed the room through magical means. And Alton, what are you doing?
I need a drink.
Okay. So you go down to the bar.
Yeah, I'll just wait for everyone down there.
Sounds good.
Or is Kaiji maybe already down there?
She decided to go shopping with us.
I never clarified. I wanted
Last
to
minute.
stay. I'm trying to stay away from Alton or Arden for the time being. But I definitely didn't go with Sharu. That's boring. So I probably ended up getting dragged along by Asar, who tried to convince me it was fun, and I didn't want to put up a fight. Likely what happened.
Sounds good.
Okay, then I will just be playing with this dagger in the bar. Probably not giving it as much care as I should.
Jamming it between your fingers.
I'll just carve some stuff into the table. Alton was here.
Okay, so you hang out at the bar for a while. Eventually...
And then I'll add in, Rico was here too.
Seth was here. Scratch that out. So the rest of the party eventually makes their way back. And I'd say it's probably around 5 o'clock at this point.
So, it's everybody's day.
So how does this look? And then I change it to the robe that I posted. Blue with the gold.
It's quite a perfect match.
You just see Asar's face is just going through a lot of different emotions.
It's like you're wearing the robe, but you're not wearing the robe.
Impressed and concerned.
Technically, your other robe is still over it, right?
Unless we decide I can I can fold that in.
I don't want to picture that.
That's really weird. I would say you
when
probably
you're
couldn't
polymorph.
do that.
Okay. Well, then I change into it, then I take off the robes, and then...
Just strip into new clothes.
Yeah.
Like those magicians.
That is interesting. Cool.
So are you technically naked?
Yes, of course.
Is it alright if I touch a bit of this?
Yes, it's just skin.
I'm gonna touch like a part of like the long part of the sleeve. The hem of the sleeve. Does it feel like skin or does it feel like cloth?
It feels like fabric.
Oh no! Is nothing sacred?
Okay. This is completely scientific. I have no intention of doing this. But if we skinned you,
Oh man.
would this be normal cloth?
Coming from the sentient being creature.
I said I had no plans of this. It was just scientific curiosity.
It only remains that way while I concentrate on it. If it gets cut off, then it becomes skin. It would be really gross, and that would hurt a lot. And please don't do that.
I wasn't planning on it.
Okay, good.
Wait,
Anyways,
you have
does
to
anybody notice
concentrate
something
on it?
different about me? Anybody?
Well, I don't have to concentrate really.
You
that
cut
hard.
your
It's really
hair.
just a. It's like flexing a muscle. It's really easy.
I don't have hair.
Oh, that was a good one to put in there.
Sure, he was kind of bouncing, making his big hat flop up and down. Anyone notice anything different?
I can't say that I.
I have no idea.
Have you lost weight
You look
lately?
the same.
I got a hat! Look at this.
You don't say.
It's
I
fantastic.
couldn't tell.
You sure it's big enough?
No, I wanted a bigger hat, but this is the biggest one they had. Anyways, the shopkeep, they said this is the perfect hat for me. It's far from the north, and no one else would have a hat like this. And
How much did you spend on that hat?
I believe it was about 5 gold.
Oh boy. That's a very nice hat you've got there.
Oh yes, it's very nice hat.
Hey, Auden, make the hat.
I don't know how big I could make it actually.
I mean, if you make clothes, I just
Yeah, but it wouldn't be. I can't make it like insanely big.
make a small one, like a little one on top of your head.
So is this when you make a hat? Does your skull deform? Is that what
Is it just
happens? Or is it
skin?
just? Oh, is it just your skin?
Can you take it off?
Oh my gosh, so
Or
many
was the
questions.
hat stuck on
So anything else we want to talk about?
Make a hat and see if you can take it
Yes,
off.
I can make the hat. I can't take it off. I can like put it like this way. It's as far as I can go, and then I just have it's like attached a little bit.
It's
just
like
on
a
the
comb
edge.
of a hat.
Just on the edge. And then, yeah.
I guess you don't need to worry about the wind blowing it off. Or
I think the coolest thing that I can do though is I can make myself shorter, and then I go shorter. Or taller, and then I go.
I assume you guys went up to the room for this, right?
Yeah, we wouldn't be doing this in the open.
Oh yeah, I thought we were in the room.
Yeah.
Because I would not be doing this.
I just want to make sure because Alton was at the bar.
Oh shoot.
You know, I
yeah.
was taller once. For like a day.
I was taller once. That's right. You
I
were
was taller once.
the wild magic.
I used to smell strawberries once. I miss that smell. That
You know, they
smells
say wild
disgusting.
magic things are dangerous, but honestly, it was kind of fun.
It was very fun. Very profitable too.
we should
Maybe-
go back there sometime.
Go back up to Nolia and see if we can't salvage anything out of that island.
Oh, I have a question. I keep meaning to ask, and I need to ask before I forget. I got a potion of healing, superior healing, in the dream that we had, the battle royale. Do I still have that?
Probably not. The only thing that was kept
only the boon,
was
the boots.
the
You
the
should
boon
just
that
kept that
Asar
secret
got.
and just pulled it out of nowhere.
Dang it. Okay, sorry.
It only
I need
kills
to
you
make
in
sure.
your dreams.
Yeah, it's a dream potion.
So if you take a long rest,
Yeah, pretty much.
So if you notice you have that, you're dreaming. It's your token.
Ooh, yeah, it can be my
It's your
dream token.
token.
Totem.
Does anyone need a spear? I don't really need this anymore.
No.
Went and bought a new weapon.
What's the weapon?
I'll pull it out. I just figured I'd get something a little more easy to conceal.
Ooh,
Will you let me touch it
that looks fancy.
and identify it?
I was about to ask
Well,
the same
it's
thing.
not magical. It's just a dagger.
Well, we can find out if we want.
It's a good looking dagger.
Are you sure it's not magic? It looks very nice. I start casting detect magic. Virtually.
I just put it back on my belt.
You metagaming jerks.
I think we're all, each character pretty much here is wearing a magical item of some sort.
Yeah.
So it'd be hard
I mean,
to pinpoint
honestly,
what it
it's-
is.
We haven't had anything new,
Just-
so I-
It's a shiny dagger. It doesn't mean it's magic. My bow looks fancy. It's not magic at
No,
all.
in
mine
10
doesn't,
minutes.
but it is.
I could just stab you with it and see what happens.
You could.
don't.
I'm still casting
Actually,
this one.
I think that is a
I'm very
great
tempted to
idea.
What is your profession? I mean, a spear
I
or a
do
dagger
tap
seems
on,
like a
on
major change
Shiru's
in
shoulder,
weapon.
and I'm just like, come on,
That's
just
true.
keep it in your shell for once.
You know, he has a good point about the dagger switching to a dagger from a spear. That doesn't seem very helpful because we have a person with a spear, with a dagger, and that didn't help us with the scorpion because it stole it.
I mean, to be honest, any spear could be a dagger. It just depends on how long the shaft is.
A scorpion?
That is true. That's a good point.
Wait, who is this guy?
Oh, this is
Bobbity.
Boo Boo.
Yeah, boo bobbity, bee bobbadoo, bop bop
You
doo
met him,
bop
right?
bop.
Met once.
I've never
What was your
spoken.
name? Riku? Riku, is it? What was
Oh,
your
you
name?
can call me.
Raccoon.
You can call me Ruga.
Ruga.
Arugula, okay.
They call me Rico, but you can call me Ruga.
Oh, Rico, right.
We call him many things behind his back, but that's one of the things.
Swore his name was something else when I first met you, but...
It could have been. It changes on a weekly basis. We still have a hard time keeping
I
track
mean,
of
what's
them.
in a name anyway?
Team, we need to refocus on tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes.
We have Mr. Kimbish wants us to go off and be politicians for him, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about that.
Speaking of politics, I had some great rumors. We're talking to what's their name? I had it here somewhere.
It was Corvus.
Corvus, yes.
Yeah.
So, where did I put my notes? I had notes, and I made notes. Now I can't find them. Okay, so of course the Merchants Guild, they're very strongly tied to the Zujiri distribution. And I'm basically just relaying what I learned. The tariffs for the non-merchants and whatnot, and then
I'm sorry, they have 20% taxes?
for non members, yes.
What? I know we saw a little bit of that when we came into the city, but that's for everyone?
Yeah.
That's robbery right
So,
there.
to kind of clarify, it's not for everyone. It's tariffs for goods being brought into the city.
If you're not in the
Yeah,
Merchants Guild.
but
you're not
for
in the
everyone
Merchants
that's
Guild.
not of Zujiri.
That is an incredible bargaining chip for us. I've seen wars happen over an 8% tariff.
Fascinating.
20% is ridiculous.
Also, something to be aware of: the college are not happy with the current thaumaturgy guild, and they're seeking change currently.
So that's the other interesting thing I learned too when I was talking to Kembish. The person who hired me worked at the college. So I wonder if the college was worried about something that the Sanctum is holding.
Well, it seems that a lot of people wanted this amulet. Apparently, three attempts to get it, or at least assumed to get it.
Or to break into the Sanctum. I don't know. Were they all going after the amulet?
That's what they assumed, but
You weren't exactly told what they were after.
Two of them have been...
Well, Boo Boo, what were you trying to get? Or were you just squatting there?
He was trying to get.
He looks
we
like a
weren't there.
squatter.
Dang it, we were kicked out.
If he looks like a squatter, I don't know what you...
Well, you know, a really rich person, they're going to squat in a really upscale place.
sounds about
That's
right.
what diplomats typically do.
I do think we need to keep discussing these guilds, though, see if we can't find, a pinch, a way to get out. I think this deal with the taxes might be a good opportunity. If I remember correctly, the Livery Guild kind of depends on Zujiri distribution to go, but what if, we had some way of making them more dependent on someone else? If there's this whole thing with tariffs and things that, make it a little more beneficial for some of these guilds that seem to be reliant upon Zujiri distribution to perhaps find a way, give them something else to rely on. I know that it seems Asar isn't very in control of her situation with her own country at the moment, but perhaps Boo Boo here Gardovan, sorry, I should be addressing you a bit more properly, might have some say back at home that he could perhaps put in a word, and, I mean, with how powerful they are down in the Chandelier City, seeing about getting some backing from them, perhaps some of these guilds might be a good job.
It is a good idea, but what's at stake here? Why would we help? Right? Why would they want our help?
Not to mention, we only have a week to arrange whatever we're going to do.
True. I mean, considering how far north we are in Salix, it, could open up more trading paths leading north for your people.
Well, right, but the only reason why we need to consult with my city is because Kimbush doesn't have any sort of political intrigue in his pocket. He has nothing to offer. He doesn't even know what the vote is going to be about. He wants us to basically find everything. He's so out of touch that I'm, quite frankly, a little worried about helping him.
That sounds like normal politics to me.
If you are a major contributor to the city, how do you not know what the vote is going to be about?
Very easy. You don't listen.
Maybe we should ask around about it.
I mean, it's not uncommon for politicians to be out of touch with things.
Oh, very much.
That's very out of touch.
From what
I mean, if we're gonna meet with these diplomats, maybe we could ask them about Kembish or the Jinterum.
Why would you be out of touch with something that affects you so closely, though? I don't follow politics, and I still am aware of different changes in navy route and different.
Territorial boundaries were
precisely
changed.
Or he's lying to us.
Yeah, I think he knows more than he said.
Yeah, it's entirely possible, but maybe we'll change the subject. I'm not drunk enough for good ideas or
What
anything.
Sheriff said, it does, because this college is seeking change of the Thaumaturgy Guild, right? That's what Mr. Corvus said.
Yes, and I assume that's what the vote's going to be about.
Same. Because if Kimbish is so out of touch, he doesn't even know what his constituents are or what his fellows are wanting to vote about, that's a problem. Mm-hmm. I know we want to help him, but he's kind of needs to also help himself.
What exactly does Kimbish contribute to the city? I mean, all I know is he has the sanctum.
That he doesn't let anyone share.
I mean, it is the Thaumaturgy Guild. It's definitely probably around protection of magical items and such. And actually, we may be going about this a bit the wrong way as well. They've had 3 break-ins in recent months for what appears to be the similar and possibly very expensive and powerful magic item. How many of those have been successful? None. We could try and swing that in such a way to say, hey, honestly, this stuff is probably in the best hands it could be. We've got, hired thieves, assassins, whatever, trying to get this thing, and not one of them has succeeded in several, quickly, one after the other attempted robberies. We could try and swing it to these people that they're actually a lot more powerful than you're letting on, because no one has succeeded yet.
Yeah, but they've only tried, pretty small scale incursions to try to steal this.
How do they know the guilds? Do you think these other guilds know the extent of the excursions, though? It could be that we try and lie and upstage what they actually were. I mean, one of them ended up with the death of Catheta Avet.
We could hire a bard.
So it's not like it wasn't.
Are these guilds even worried about these robberies or attempted robberies? Or
no.
What do these guilds even have against the Jinterum?
It sounds like they're trying to get, because Jinterum, Kenbish is in charge of the Thaumaturgy Guild. Like that's what the whole this whole sanctum is about.
Just control of magical items.
Right, and
yes.
I believe that the merchant guilds, the Next family, and the Jujiri distribution, they want access to those items, just like everyone else. I think that there's something in specific that they want very badly, and they are going to try to uproot the Kimbish family to get it. And so Kimbish is just trying to protect whatever it is in there that he doesn't want falling into enemy hands.
It'd be nice to know what the heck the hubbubob is about this thing.
I wonder if some of these other guilds, if Kenbish could make a sort of deal that they can have access to certain magical items in favor of a vote for his protection as master of the guild, where he grants some access to some of these to certain guilds, gets them on their side, and then, but we keep the major players out of the picture.
It's an idea. I'm not sure he would go with it.
Sherry, would your friend at the college possibly know why Kefeta was trying to get his hands on this amulet?
I don't think so. They seem to know the general layout of what's going on, but not specifics, at least as far as I could tell when talking to them.
We should find out what it looks like.
Just
make
to
a
study
replica
it, or
and then
what would a
steal
college
it
want to do with it?
and replace it with the replica and then leave. Or is that not a good idea?
I mean-
It's a fantastic way to make friends, I promise.
I mean, that's a good way to...
I mean, the college just sounds desperate for magical artifacts with Zibiri's distribution, 20% tax. It's not like they can send archaeology fields and aren't going to get imports of magic items. So all of this is political theater to try to make one look weak, but it's acts of desperation.
I mean, honestly, when I checked out, me and Auden, we checked out the college, they had some interesting artifacts, but nothing that really stood out, so perhaps that's the case. I mean, one thing, they had a breastplate that shot fireballs. Now that's pretty cool.
That was really nice, yeah.
But other than that, it was kind
We
of...
should get our hands on that.
It is possible we may need to speak with Kenbish, see what sort of leeways, accessibilities he is willing to give up if necessary to gain the favor of some of these guilds, because it seems like unless he does something major and, giving a little, he might lose everything.
Well, the other part about this, though, is we don't even know what this vote is going to be about. And Kenbish didn't even do that, right?
True, I am speculating simply that they're trying to simply remove Kenbish from a position of authority.
Which would be enough of a reason to not tell us what the vote was about, even if he did know what it was about, because that is a sign of weakness. Just saying.
He just seems like he's afraid of something.
Tomorrow, it might be a good idea to go around to some of the guilds and just get a read on how they feel about the others. I know we got some information about some of them.
Yep.
Because we have, the Weavers Guild is a little bit of a loner. The Smiths Guild is apparently the weakest of all of them. The Livery Guild, we might be able to talk to. But it definitely seems like the major player here is the Merchants Guild, the Jujiri distribution. And it's Kimbish versus them, and then everyone else falls on one side or the other.
I think the hardest ones that we're going to have to deal with would be the slavers and the money changers. They seem to be pretty in deep with the Netsk family. It's possible on a flip side we may be able to fish around and dig up some dirt on them that maybe could potentially be used in blackmail. I don't know. I'm not good at that. I'm sorry. I'm not good with politics, in case you haven't noticed.
Well, I think there's a good few of us who wouldn't turn down an opportunity to maybe assassinate a few members of the Slavers Guild. Just putting that out there.
I'm not against it, but I would say I am slightly, greatly against getting run out of another city.
Yes, but Alton Seth forgot one important detail, and that is that said person can also turn invisible.
Ooh, that's true.
If we want to send me in that direction.
Invis assassin.
If we did it, we'd have to make sure it worked in our favor.
It's
If the
true.
next in line would be willing to go with the vote we favor, it's not uncommon among slavers.
I certainly understand the difference between doing what you want and making things better. So, I understand if you want to hold me back.
I want to talk to the others
once this is
and
all
get
done, we can just go have some fun.
perspectives from everyone. Because I'm not sure if I actually trust the Thaumaturgy Guild.
I don't trust any of them.
So the question is, for tomorrow, whose strengths lie where?
I probably shouldn't be speaking to anyone. I'm not really good at the talking part. I might be good at the looking part. Once I get my.
You all notice that he looks very clean.
I'm actually I'm clean shaven. I've got a trim on the haircut. Like I went to a nice professional barber.
So you can't do
I actually
anything till
look
next week.
really good, and even though the armor that I am wearing, I only bought brand new in Nalia, so it's actually pretty new aside from some scuffs along the way, but it's cleaned up a bit. And
So now you just have to
so
stay
I
spotless
actually
until the ball.
I actually kind of look a lot more appropriate than I did even earlier that morning. And on the morrow, I'm going to be collecting some more appropriate wear for the ball. And
I would almost say that you're excited.
I just you ever felt like you kind of needed a change, and so you go take a bath for like the first time in like months, just because you feel like you need to wash away the stain of you upon yourself.
Then you come out disguised as a human or as a...
And no sand was involved in this bath at all. Speaking of which, Gardovin, I know I've been ignoring you and you really pissed me off, but I get the feeling like amongst the group here, you are probably one of the most fluent in shit talk, I could say. And we've been kind of ignoring you and all this. I don't know if you have any ideas yourself. I'm actually quite interested to hear it. Surprisingly enough, I just really don't want to fuck this up.
My lady here has the good plan of getting everyone's perspective before you try to persuade anyone. You need to know where they stand first.
But why would they talk
People
to us?
then want to believe they made their own decisions rather than having it be placed upon them.
Yeah, see, that's exactly what I'm getting at, what he was saying. Why would they want to talk to us? I don't know if you can, just in your wisdom, convince some of these people to give us an audience at least. Yeah, because...
Do we need to pose as a diplomat of some other guild or something?
Either
That's
that,
what I don't know.
Representatives of Nalia or some other
Like,
place?
I agree with them. We need to find out more. We need to talk with them. But, like, I have no idea how to get in.
What were you saying, Kaiji?
if anyone speaks the language of one of these guilds, so if anyone has experience as a smith or a weaver, or I mean, obviously some of you are associated with magic and know how to talk the talk.
I was gonna mention that my parents are potters.
So
Insight check. 13. Do I believe you?
I have no idea how that works.
It's just, is it something
yeah.
believable kind
Yeah.
of thing that...
Are you lying or no?
So it's charisma, basically. Just
I rolled a natural 1, so it doesn't matter if I was trying to persuade or lie. I think, I'm telling the truth, basically.
Oh.
But yeah, so I grew up around that. I could maybe talk to the Potters Guild.
And I, on my way across the desert, I helped tended the beetles in the caravan, so I might be able to talk with the livery.
sadly,
I
there's
I
no
speak
sort
several languages of fiends and demons. I'm sure I'd work my way right well into the slavery guild.
Sadly, there's no sort of herbalist guild or apothecaries guild or anything like that.
Pirates guild.
Oh yeah, we should start the pirates guild.
Oh no, we could start a liquor guild.
Smugglers Guild.
Like an herbalist guild, things that deal with plants, food, things like that falls into the money changers. They're essentially the farmers guild
Oh, okay.
because prices of goods are based on weight in grain.
Okay.
That Pirates Guild idea, though, that might not be a bad idea. If we say we're like a Smugglers Guild, This is an alternative to using Zajiri distribution.
We start
Getting
the
your
Red
goods
Sands Brewing Company.
Probably some
And
of
then we
those in
get
the
kicked
city
out of our
already
next
with the
city.
20% tariff.
It's a good idea on paper, but
I mean, if we can actually brew up something that doesn't taste entirely like shit, we could, potentially worm our way in somewhere.
in a day.
I've never brewed in my life, so, except for, brewing
Just
in my own
brewing, yes.
self-depreciation.
I can act as an interpreter, but I
Do you think
Can't
fish
speak
make,
the language.
make a good starter for a brew? I have this vial of it.
It'll definitely knock them on their ass, that's for sure.
You seem to enjoy the effects.
I enjoy a great many things that others may
You'll
not.
call it recreational paralysis. That'll be your drink.
The 20% tariff is probably going to be one of our biggest bargaining chips. There's going to be some guilds that profit highly off of it, and some that are suffering because of it. And if we can identify who's who, we might be able to swing a vote in favor one way or another.
Well, as far as my friend, they said the slavers and the money changers are the primary beneficiaries of that tariff. And the college is currently trying to get in on that as well.
so does that make them a lost cause, or does that make them target number one?
Well, you only need to have
force them to
more
change their
people against than for, because if there's only 2 or 3 guilds that will vote and the rest won't, you have
Well,
it.
it depends on how much their guilds get votes. If one guild has like 5 members who vote, you can easily change theirs. The 20% tariff gives them strong local control, but I know that won't give much won't give out of local area trade like further up or down the river. Only people who constantly travel seem to make a stop here or bypass it altogether, such as the people that you came with.
Indeed.
The promise for money changes everything. If they believe they can get money from elsewhere, not from the 20% tariff, they'll switch that fast.
We have a friend in the city that we haven't even talked to. Little crazy gnome guy. Do we want to talk to him?
Urin. Yeah, he's
Urine.
around here, isn't he? I wonder if that's actually interesting because he lives here and he's probably he may perhaps have some sort of information considering the kind of eccentric work he does that other people might have interest in. I mean, you don't make enough money to fund yourself out into the northern wilderness without having a few deep pockets in your I forgot how to speak. I'm going to be done now. You understand what I'm saying?
And he's not even drunk yet.
I need a drink.
So if we distill
Actually,
this
and I put an empty bottle down, and you notice there's 2 other empty bottles right next to it.
So
I'm a quick one.
if we distill all of this information down into a plan, I feel like the head cases should go visit Urin. Probably me and Alton should.
Headcase now?
No, it still don't count as a head case because I don't
know
have
not a
to
head case either.
memorize spells. It just happens. I've decided that.
All right. Now we have some-
It makes me not a head case.
She didn't choose this life.
Choose the head case.
Let me explain. A head case has mind
Let
in
me
their
sum up.
head, and if you're not a head case, you have mind in your muscles. I have more mind in my muscles than I have in my head, therefore I am not a head case.
So my body being a muscle. Does that...
I don't know anything about you. Point is, the head case should go visit Urin. Me and Alton should probably go visit, I don't know, like
There are 10 targets.
That's a lot.
True.
There's the jewelry smith, potter, weaver, livery, slaver, money changer, merchant, Urin, and the next family.
I just don't think any of us should go alone.
Also, if you want to explore more of the Thaumaturge Guild.
Yeah.
11.
Well, I think Alton and I would be good at potters, weavers, jewelers.
Didn't Urin said we could get something from him last time?
water breathing potions.
That's right. Maybe
So
we can get that this time.
There are 11 targets. There are maybe 3 of us here that know how to actually speak to people.
Depending on the people. I mean, Sheru knows how to speak to Sheru people.
I can listen.
Are there any Sharu people?
There are turtles in the city.
Well, I mean, obviously,
No, I meant people with your personality.
obviously he got something out of the college, right? So maybe if he goes to schools, he can get information.
Sure,
I
could
am-
maybe learn more.
Sir,
about
I
the
believe
singing.
there's lots of
He
small
does
children.
already have a bit of an inn at the college. That actually might not be a bad idea to have him
Especially if you
continue
can
to
find out
meander
more
about
about
there.
the Thaumaturge Guild and what are the motivations of the Genturum.
I suppose I could.
And considering, the potential danger of meeting up with several of these guilds, the college, sending him off alone to the college is probably about as safe as he could be.
Oh, college, number 12.
Do we have a map
Well,
of
the
city?
college is kind of... They
College
just...
falls into the thaumaturge. I mean, you could keep it separate, but it falls into that.
Yeah, but the college is not friends with the Thaumaturgy Guild.
They're part of the guild.
I don't think we have
part
a
of the
map, I
guild,
could
but
give
the
you
thing is that the Genturan Sanctum, which holds the majority of the artifacts, is the one that essentially runs the entire guild. it
Kind of
seems.
think of it this way: the guilds are a collection of businesses. Every business has its own political movements within the guild, but the guilds themselves are what form the government of the city, and each guild or collection of businesses has voting power within the city.
Considering that Urin seems to be more
think of,
along
like,
the
the
magical
NFL teams
side
getting
of
together at the end
things,
of each season to
would
discuss
he
things.
potentially
They're
be
all part of the
within
NFL, but you don't
the
necessarily-
Thaumaturge Guild?
Sorry, what was that?
Would Urin potentially be a part of the Thaumaturge Guild himself as well, considering he runs along the more magical side of things?
It's possible. You'd have to go and kind of investigate further.
He's actually part of the Slavery Guild.
Well,
He is
with
the
what he
Slavers
knows
Guild.
about bullywugs, maybe.
Where do I wait?
Are we
He is
are we
the
going
brute
to
squad.
separate, like all of us go individually to different places,
Go
or are
in
we
pairs.
going to be in small groups?
That's a terrible idea.
Let's go in pairs.
Each of us, there are many
Find
of
your
us
buddy.
who, if we go alone, will make things worse.
I know
And
my
I am
way around the
included in
city
that
alone,
list.
but I don't know if the rest of you should.
Other taxis.
No, but I can give you directions of which streets to take.
There aren't any rickshaws, nothing.
Rickshaw.
I think
City like this,
I saw
I'm sure
somebody.
you could.
so uncivilized.
I'm sure you could rent a horse. Or
I think I
something
saw somebody
to ride around.
being ported around on a what are those called? The little platform things.
The prison wagon?
No.
No, I do think if we are to split up, from the experience that we've had, Arden has a way with words. He's not too bad at talking to people.
Should there be 3 teams?
Asar
Indeed.
is good, and Gardovan is Bubu Kajinga, as we shall forever know him, Sharu. Bubu.
Boo boo.
We'll just call him Senor Kajinga. I know how you like make it fancy.
No, I like a boo boo.
You could be Raphael, servant to Bubu Kajinga.
No. Raphael is.
You could
Back
be
to the
Michelangelo,
plan. It's getting
servant to
late.
Bubu Kajinga. Yeah.
So who goes where?
Okay.
So Sheru says
I don't
that
know where anyone goes. I just think we have to.
Wait. Okay, first let's form our teams, and then we can assign the teams the different places.
Headcases, pirates, and fancy people. Any qualms?
I think that
Sounds good to me.
sounds right.
I mean, I would agree, but I don't know if Gardovan wants me anywhere near him.
I've got this fancy hat. My father was a pirate, and I'm a headcase. Which one do I belong to?
You know damn well where you belong.
Fancy people. Got it.
Only a head case would ask that question.
In a cushioned room without any windows.
All right. So it's Asar, Gardovan, and Reina in group whatever. Who's in another group? Mossy and Sharu? And then you two together?
No.
Mossy and Alton.
Mossy and
Mossy and Alton probably would be. Not too bad
Mossy
together.
Alton.
Shrew and Arden?
That's a recipe for disaster, but I'll take it.
It'll go great.
It depends on where we send them. I think sending the two of them to the Thaumaturgy Guild and apparently Sharus's livery might work well.
I'll go
Arden?
the urine.
Actually, with Mossy and Alton,
Thaumaturgy and
should
urine.
we have
Both.
you go or Godovan go, because both of you are really good at talking and...
Remember, too, you guys have 5 days before the ball.
Yeah, we know.
Oh, I kept thinking it was tomorrow. Okay.
No, we have a...
The rest of us knew.
Sorry.
But we still want to collect the information
But
as
we're-
quickly
yeah.
as
Yes,
possible.
yes,
in
sorry.
the sense
Um,
of urgency, not the panic.
Yes.
You'll need another bath before the ball.
So we've
Technically, this you have 4 days starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
okay. That's
We'll
this is good
probably
to know.
need a day or two to investigate all the guilds, and then another day to prepare for the ball and come up with some sort of game plan.
So how about
Maybe plan an escape route.
Alton, Mossy, Auden, and Shrew together. Me, Godovan, and Assar together. We split up into just the 2 teams, and we each try and cover 2 locations a day. That would give us 4 times 4 is 16 potential possibilities, given the probability that we may not get through 2 in a day.
I think our original plan was good.
I
With
don't
3
want to have
teams.
to go
Okay,
to the
I just-
colleges.
Just for now, because we have so many, and we might want to revisit some later, so let's...
We don't have to go back to the colleges.
Oh, all right.
You'd give so many
Shrew
freshmen
and
such...
Auden, Thaumaturgy, livery, what else?
Urine.
That's enough.
You're...
Who
You
is
know
a
them.
part
That's
of-
all they're gonna
we
get
don't
to,
know.
knowing them.
Uren and Amen.
All right,
that home?
Alton and Mossy, where are you going?
Potters, weavers, jewelers?
Jewelers?
Or
Yeah.
would the fancy folks need to go to the jewelers? They know jewels more.
I do know a lot of
I know
jewelry.
nothing about jewelry except what I was trying
Potters,
to
weavers, and smiths are kind of the probably the more down to earth.
And the money changes, those are the...
Yeah.
All right. We
So I think you being rather down to earth type of people, Potters, weavers, and smiths might be a very good option, especially considering.
No offense taken.
No, I'm just saying. I feel like they might be the easiest to get information out of. We already know the Smiths are kind of a weaker guild within the
You
colony.
just start
and its
complaining
boss.
and get them to start complaining and just have a good conversation about complaining about stuff.
I will
That's
say a lot of these smaller guilds, like these weaker guilds, whatnot, buy something from them, and they probably are more than willing to open their mouths.
Oh,
that is wonderful advice. Thank you.
Well, to
You're
learn
welcome.
As,
I finished a 4th bottle.
Okay, so what is our end goal?
as advice when talking to people, you
information.
don't always need to talk to a guild head. Talking to the people, you can talk to the main rancher of any farm and he'll give you the gist, but if you want to know what the crops are in the dirt, you talk to the workers. The guy may know the yield, but the farmers will know the dirt and the rain and the weather. They'll actually tell you the truth on those matters.
And the other dirt.
Also
tell
good
'em.
advice.
Tell them you're from the Union, and you want to know, you're just trying to get a gauge for, how the workforce is feeling,
Lean,
As Rainer-
lean over to tell.
It clearly becomes more and more drunk.
What
Yeah, he's
is
over
a
that tipping
union?
point.
It's,
So when 2 people get married...
so I had this dream one time,
That's all I need to know. Thank you.
and,
I understand now.
He's out
Okay.
of good ideas.
Okay, so do you guys have your game plan for the morrow?
It sounds like it.
yeah, and you're just trying to collect information, get a read on them. What are they wanting?
Okay.
How they lean,
How they just feel.
how they feel.
How do
we could
throw
just
a wrench
touch
into
them
these
without
plans?
talking to them to see how they feel.
bring them something to drink, like something nice to drink, because
Well, I have the
down
fish
to
mucus
earth
for
people
urine.
There we
love
go.
to drink.
Fish mucus is great.
Remember how they bribed those guards with like the wine up in Nolia? It's a good idea.
It was never a bribe. It was a gift.
We were friends, and then they forgot us.
It was quite
not
sad.
the best experience.
Okay, maybe the the alcohol was too much for them, because I know that does
They're
that
family
to me
men,
sometimes.
And they would not drink too much for their families to
So
be
it's-
reliant on.
I hope our friends have
We could go buy
set
some
the
gift
families
baskets.
Yes.
up for
Exactly.
life.
and then
Obviously-
bring them a pumpkin.
It's
Okay.
obviously Rainer's lights out right now.
Got a pumpkin.
Anything else we need to discuss before turning in? You don't count. As I said,
Let's sleep
Bring
on
a
it.
pumpkin.
So you guys slowly begin to settle down, hopefully with some confidence of tomorrow's plans to find some information for the Genturums. And we will end the session there. Thanks for listening.
Hello? Is this on? Hi. If you like listening to Rollfair, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. We'd love to hear from you. I always love hearing from you. Also, check out our merch store at rollfair.com.